Alright, good day YouTubers. Uncle Dave from Deecee's Adventures, and I am coming to you from the Southern California desert. The mountain behind me is Mount Palomar. It is about 7 in the morning and the temperature is about 57 degrees. Pretty warm today. It hasn't frozen up out here for about 3 days now, but it did freeze a couple weeks ago, or about a week ago. I'll flip you around and give you a look. Oh, there goes a bunny right there. There's some mountains that still have snow caps on them right behind me. I'll flip you around and take you a look. But today we're here to talk about what I believe is the #1 best boot available in the world, at least as far as all the boots that I've ever tried for hiking and backpacking, survival, and just general use boot. This is my #1 favorite boot. So stay tuned. I'm gonna get you guys set up on a different shot. We'll take a look at these mountains real quick, and then we're gonna get a little bit closer to these boots and take a good close look at them. Man, look at that. Look at that way over there. See? Got some snow action. I don't know what that mountain is called though. You know, this mountain that's right here. That's the tallest mountain around me, but I'm not sure what it is. But the mountain right behind me is Mount Palomar. So I'm in the Anza Borrego Desert right now. Let's take a look at these boots. All right, so here we are. This right here is the LL Bean Cresta Hiker, all leather. They make one with a little bit of fabric too on it, but I always just do the leather one. This is the easiest boot to clean. It is full Gore-Tex lined. It's not really insulated. I mean, I guess it has a little bit of thickness to it, so it must have some insulation to it, but it's really, you know, a summer hiking boot or an all year round hiking boot, especially when you're using mountaineer weight smart socks, which I'll show you. The ones that I prefer for these are the mountaineering smart socks, but any heavy duty wool sock is really good. And I wear a heavy duty wool sock with a cotton sock underneath it pretty much all year round, and even in the hot weather it seems to really thermoregulate my feet, and they don't seem to sweat very much even though they're in a wool sock. It's pretty crazy, but that's how I pretty much wear those. But this right here is what a brand new pair look like. These just came from LL Bean. The boots cost $249 with free shipping, all right? And I had them shipped here. If you live in Maine, I think that you have to pay sales tax. If you have them shipped to California, there was no sales tax on that. Plus, it was 20% off site-wide because it was right before Christmas. So I actually ended up getting them for about $200. When I first started buying this boot 11 years ago, that's what they were. They used to cost $200, and they used to be made in Italy though, handmade in Italy, and now they're made in, these ones were made in Romania. The last ones that I had from them were made in Hungary, actually, I believe. Hungary, yeah. So these ones are made in Romania, still handcrafted. They have a number in them and everything, so they're serial numbered. But that's what a brand new one looks like. These are the laces it comes with. It comes with a pair of round laces too, which if you are into survival and stuff, you probably would rather keep the round lace on here. That way you can start friction fire and stuff with your laces a little bit easier. But as you can see here, I replaced mine with paracord, and really the paracord doesn't hold a really good tight knot, so you'll find yourself tying your shoes a lot more often than you used to. But still, I think the benefits of having paracord with you all the time is worth tying your shoe a little bit more. But look at these boots. Look at this difference here. You see this? Like, this is a 3-year-old boot. It's the one that I have for 3 years. Every 3 years, you can get longer out of them probably, but I've been working on a farm and everything this last year, and now stuff is starting to pull apart, and the soles are coming up. And if your sole's not worn too much, LL Bean will replace these. I mean, there's a lifetime guarantee on everything you get from LL Bean. So if you have a problem with these boots for any reason within a reasonable time frame of use, they'll replace it for free, the entire boot. And they even offer a service where they'll replace the treads of your boot. If you've worn the treads out and you kept the leather in good condition, they have a service to replace that sole, that rubber on the bottom of your boot too. So you can get a lot of life out of an LL Bean boot. And if you're just hiking in them and only using them during the hiking season, you're gonna get like 5 to 10 seasons out of these probably. I wear these boots all the time, except for when I'm wearing a suit and I have dress shoes on, or when I'm like at doing track stuff or like athletic stuff where I have to have sneakers on. Otherwise, I have this boot on all the time. I'm kind of paranoid. If you follow the channel, you might know that, but I like to have some sort of survival kit on me at all times, and my kit starts with my boots. Really, I like to have a pair of boots that on at all times that I know I could leave wherever I'm at and go through all 4 seasons and not have a problem. Like, I know I can do that with these boots, so I prefer to wear these boots most of the time. When I get the boot though, I buy these. They come with a sole in them, and I keep the sole that's already in them in there. This is the one that they come with, and it's pretty thin. And I even talked to LL Bean and asked them, hey, why don't you have a sole in there that is a little bit thicker and hardier? And they said that they actually, this was designed for comfort, but it's mostly designed for long use. The problem is when they put plushy, like soft ones in, they said that they would wear out long before the boots did. So they had to come up with a sole that would last as long as the boots did. And they do last a long time, but they're, for a guy that's 220 pounds like myself, it's not particularly comfortable on the pad of your foot, on the balls of your foot, you know, where you're getting the pressure points. So I keep that one in there though. It also doesn't have very good holes, so I find my foot sweats right here a lot on the original one. But I keep the original one on there, and then I get one of these Total Supports by Spenco. Total Support, Max Support, it has like a plastic like arch thing in it, and it has these holes right here for breathing, and then my feet don't sweat nearly as much, and I don't get like any sweat pads. And then I put both of those in there together, and at first the boot will fit a little bit tight, but then after wearing it for like a week, it'll kind of push down that cushion, and your feet will fit in there perfectly. And it also adds a little bit of insulation on the bottom too, which is always nice, especially like I'm from Maine, so half of the year we need the insulation. So in general, this boot is the toughest boot that I've ever tried out of like 15 years of trying different boots. And I mean, yeah, the last 10 years I haven't been trying many other boots. I have had a couple other pairs that people told me were like the creme de la creme, but they never were as good as my LL Bean hikers. Plus the LL Bean hikers, I've had one of these metal brackets break. I send the boots in, they send me a new pair. They don't ask a single question. Like, anytime you have a problem with an LL Bean product, they will replace it for free, no questions asked. So the $240 is like really worth it. You know you're gonna get however long you want to get out of your boots. If you complain to them enough, they'll replace the boot. So it's like, if you don't get your 5 years out of it for $250, you can complain to them and they'll replace the boot. Just as easy as that. So it's pretty nice. My favorite boot. And when you wear it with the proper wool socks at the right time of the year, because if you have these really tied really loose, I can fit 2 pairs of mountaineering socks in here, and I can hike in these boots all winter long. I put some gaiters on, and then put my water pants over that, and I'll go out in snow. I do my shoveling in these boots, I do my hiking in the winter in these boots, I do everything in these boots all year round. They're waterproof completely to the brim, so as long as you don't let the water ever go over the brim, you'll be fine. And I usually get 2 years out of these boots before they start smelling weird. These have been smelling, my old ones have been smelling weird for about 7 months now. And you know, after you sweat in boots for long enough, they're gonna smell weird. There's nothing you can do about it. But these I usually do get 2 years before they get weird, as long as I don't ever get water over the rim. So there we go. LOB Cresta hikers. They're even serial numbered. You can see a serial number right there on it. In my opinion, #1 best boot in the world. Backpacker's Choice, #1 best hiking boot of 2014 and 13, I believe. You can check that. It's one of those years, but it did win Backpackers Magazine's best hiking boot at one point, and I think it still is. I'm sure technology is out there, and they're maybe making a $500, $600 boot that's better, but for $250, you're not going to find a better boot. And if you get it on sale, which LL Bean does tons of promotions all the time, you can get it down to $200, that is a great price for this boot. So as always, Uncle Dave with Deecee's Adventures. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. And at the end of the video here, we'll take a look at these wool socks that are perfect for this, all right? All right, take care. Back at the camper, cooking some Campbell soup in my Morris pot. I've still been cooking all my meals in this, even since I've left the survival property. So now it's been almost 3 years. Almost all of my meals have been cooked in that pot. Isn't that awesome? So these are the socks I was looking at, and they're pretty long. They're smart wool, and they're not extra heavy. I think the cushion, how you call them, is mountaineering weight. Like, they're not the heavy weight. They're even heavier than heavyweight. They're considered mountaineering weight. So if you're looking for them on Amazon, you look for smart wool mountaineering weight, and these are just the heaviest, best cushion, and they're really great for hiking. Really in all temperatures, but definitely in the winter, this is a must-have. So as always, thanks for joining me for the video. See you guys on the next one.